For that. All right, welcome everyone. Appreciate everyone being here. We're excited today to share some fun things about lead conversion. There's Chris Smith is an author, best-selling author that talks about lead conversion with a company called Curator that I belong to and have belonged to for several years. Great guy. They just run an amazing business over there. And so I wanted to share a little bit about some lead conversion. You guys can all see my screen. Thumbs up. Yep, I think we're good. All right. So I wanted to share it like this, guys, that let me go present here so we can present slideshow from the beginning. I wanted to know and ask a question that life is a realtor. You know, most of us, you guys are all within a few months, 6 months. Sarah probably has the majority of our time here, and I think, or maybe it's Tim and Sarah. Maybe Jana actually is longer, huh? So anyway, long story short, like, where do you guys feel like? Do you guys feel like you're in survival mode? Do you guys feel like you have a solid, solidified job with consistent income? Or do you guys think you're just a seasoned agent that you just consult all the time? Survival? Yeah.
I definitely don't necessarily feel like income is as consistent as I would like it to be, of course, yet, but I think that that's also just part of the nature of the business in general. But in terms of it being like a genuine career, 100%, it takes like at least 8 hours a day, and you got to be at it.
Yeah. I get, when I was in the recruiting business or assisting, helping the company grow, I would have individuals like you guys would come to me and want to get interviewed. And I know, there's, Jana here, for instance, and Jana came and said, I've got another job and I want to get into real estate. And so my thought with Jana is like, hey, Jana, are you tired of doing your current job right now? And she said, absolutely. So I think that there'll be a time when you have talents. All of us, have so many different talents. We've done so many different things in our lives, different occupations and things. But it is what you said, Sarah, is putting that enough time into it. And so I'll sit down with individual people and I'll say, well, I just, somebody might say, look, I like what I do, but I just want to like dabble in real estate and just have a little bit of extra income. But I'm going to certainly just keep my job for, I'm going to keep my full-time job on the other side. And I'm just going to dabble into real estate a little bit here and there. And, when I look at them, I go, look, guys, it's just not going to work. When I know that the struggles of you guys balancing maybe some other jobs and things, it's just a struggle. And I remember a new agent that I just had so much faith in, which she's one of the top producing agents. I said, look, I think you're going to be fantastic. And then when she started losing a little bit of business, or when she still had to refer a little business out to some other agents because she was sitting there working. And then I kept asking her, how's your boss liking stepping out of the office every few seconds to make a phone call on real estate? Yeah, they're getting a little irritated about that. So, so there gets to a point where, it's that consistency of finding where that money is and to be able to feel like you have this job. And we've shared this with you guys before, that there's not another industry in this world that you feel like you have so much money at one day and then the next day you're completely, just broke and you don't have any money whatsoever. So, kind of looking at this and thinking, then I get to a point that by doing it for longevity and stuff, even some agents, guys, there's agents that have done this for many, 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 many years. And all of a sudden everything just dries up. Now, why is that? Why would you feel like if you did this, and I would hope that if you guys did this for 10, 15 years, you would think that, well, should the business dry up? What do you guys think? What happens in 10 years? And if you think you're doing 10 years, do you guys think that you would be solidified and just done and successful? Or do you think that there might be a struggle 1 or 2 years?
No, you have to keep prospecting.
Yeah, you do. There's unfortunately life throws surprises. Some of them not good, some of them really good. And I've had some people and individuals who struggle. There's an agent, a friend of mine in a different company that battled cancer last year, and so, and we're real happy. And it was the most Wow, she came up and she spoke maybe 2 months ago there in front of the room, and just kind of just shared her feelings about cancer and just how she battled through it. And it was just so inspiring. But that those type of things, though, that if you have some kind of setback like that, it's like you're kind of almost starting over. And I will tell you, when you're in 5, 6, 7 years into the business and you like go on vacation, and I'll go on vacation for just a simple week. And if you don't have systems in place, I remember coming back from the vacation and feeling like I had to start all over again. I felt like, where was I? I lost that momentum that continued kind of moving forward. So, you feel like it's a job. And then when you're like Christine, when you just have everything so well, and you've got all your kids and everything's so perfect in your life, and a wonderful husband, right, Christine?
Okay, that's so thick.
I was wondering how fast you're going to unmute yourself. So then you become like Christine, and you're like the season agent. And then you become like this consultant. And you
Not
guys,
true.
yeah, not true. You'll feel that there are seriously times where I will get people that will just call me. I've had 3 calls yesterday on individual people that found me on Yelp. I have no idea why people think that I'm a surveyor, or how somehow somebody hit a button saying that I do surveying. But I had 2 people called yesterday. Now I feel like I'm just like a consultant. I've had people who I know for years and years and years. I've never, ever sold them anything, but they always call me to ask a real estate question. So I know that one day when they go to sell, and when they go to buy, when they go to refer someone, they hopefully will refer me, because I've been their consultant for many, many years. So you get to a point where you just feel like you can do that. But in most cases, boy, guys, we just feel like we're in survival mode. And there's times where if my board goes down, less escrows that I'm comfortable with, then I do. And I want to encourage you guys to get to a point right now. When we panic, there's got to be a number. You guys don't need to share with me, but there'll be a number in your bank account that when you get to a certain number in your bank account, you panic. That might be 0. That might be $100. That might be $2,000. That may be $5,000. That might be $10,000. So wherever that number is, I want you guys to double that number, because in the times in business is that we need to be bringing in enough money where we feel comfortable that we cannot focus on the stress about income, that we can feel like I have a little bit of money. I've got a little bit of money saved. I am concerned, but there was a time when if I didn't have, 2 escrows or 3 escrows going on at one time, maybe you guys feel like if I don't have 1 escrow going on at the same time, but you know what? Escrows, you guys, they come and go, right? I know Sarah, you had one that cancels, like, ouch. And you're like, I've already spent the commission. It's like, come on, this was exciting. And so those come and go. So then you want to go, okay, well, I want to double it. I want 2, or I want 3, or I want 4. If I don't have a 5 to 7 houses up on my board going at one time, then I'm uncomfortable. But I want to increase that to a 10 to 10. If I don't have so much money in the bank, I feel uncomfortable. So what it does is it puts you in that survival mode. That's the top one right here, but puts you in a survival mode of, if I don't have this comfort level, now your subconscious mind just kicks in and goes, I got to go good. I got to work harder. I got to go prospect harder, as we heard. I got to go do this to be able to make life, and life work is what you want to do. And that's part of having monies that are set for your personal life and money set for running your business. And so those are really important. So I raised it the last 2 years. I thought, oh, I want this much money. Then I went, wow, I just have that much more money in the bank. That's great. Now I'm just raising my comfort level to right here. So then I laughed the other day when I said, honey, I'm really feeling uncomfortable. She says, why? She goes, how much money you have in the bank? And I told her, she goes, why are you feeling comfortable? Because I already raised my expectations, because I have an addiction of buying houses. So the money disappears kind of quickly on these wires. So it's, anyway, that's another whole story. So, hey, let's talk about this right here, because sometimes, guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but sometimes you guys right now in real estate, wherever you're at, seasoned, brand new, that we just feel like we're drinking out of a fire hose or a fire hydrant. You're just kind of like, what do I do? What do I take? What systems do I do? And we feel like we're just kind of spinning around and kind of just doing just to be busy to be crazy versus busy and kind of working. So I want to share a little bit here about, conversion. $16 billion were spent last year on online capturing buyers. I'll tell you right now, I just canceled Zillow this morning. I'm not getting the return. I looked at the return. I used to get so much more. Now, again, guys, I'm not telling you what you can do or what you want to do. You're certainly welcome to invest in whichever company that you so wish to do so. But I'm getting to a point. There used to be a point where I had to spend thousands of dollars on Zillow and Realtor.com and other things just to bring in the buyers for me to be able to sustain my business. And now I'm at a point where number 3, where I feel like I'm a consultant, where now I'm just getting all these people. I literally had 2 or 3 people thinking, how's the market? I'm thinking about selling. How's this? I'm thinking about selling. So, I mean, there's things where they're just kind of coming in that I never even thought that they weren't even on my radar, that they might even be interested in even selling right now. So it just kind of comes in. So now I'm at the point where I'm taking care of my current database, where I don't have to go out and spend a bunch more money on new leads. I can actually spend money on taking care of my leads. And so that's a nice pile of money right there. So that would be kind of fun to have. And I'm sure you guys would all do wonderful, good things with it. All right. All right. So chasing leads versus your past clients and your friends, which we just kind of talked about. These are individual people that sold houses to. When you guys, just another pro tip, when you guys have a customer appreciation party, which we're having one coming up, bring a sold sign with you. Take a sold. Now, remember that's my old sold sign. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this one. This is one, the girls I ordered this one. It's like, happy homeowner. And so it's like this little, kind of like, it looks like a Facebook post. So I just have my little people like stand in front of this and they kind of like smile and stuff. So again, it says your name on it. So feel free, you guys, those who don't have a sold sign, make sure. My new one now has, it's in the car, but it actually says a house purchased and a house sold. So I have one for buyers and I have one for sellers. So, those are things. And so when we go and do a customer appreciation party, I'll take this and I'll go, I don't know if we ever got a sold sign or a sold picture with you guys before. And so then I just take 5 or 6 or 7 more pictures. And then I have more stuff to actually put all over, social media and stuff. So take care of your past clients. We have a movie night that's going to be coming up here soon as well. A lead is a person who we meet with, and versus a prospect. You guys need to kind of define, hey, what is a lead and what's a prospect? Because I know I'm going to share, somebody just remind me to share a piece of paper with you that I had created years ago about a checklist and like your daily production checklist of like talking to people and your kind of a cheat sheet to help kind of what your productivity. So you don't get to the end of the day and say, oh yeah, I talked to so many people. And then you look at it and go, I talked to 2. That's good. So it's like a checklist for that. So remind me. So Sarah, thanks for taking a note down. I appreciate it. I see you're writing. All right. So we need to like guys, a lead, prospects, you could throw out 200 letters. I love somebody's like hounding pretty hard right now on doing, I don't know who it is, but they're looking for new listings. And so I'm getting because I have a couple rentals around this local area that I'm getting email or text right now saying, hey, if you're interested in selling blah, 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 Main Street, let us know. And so it's interesting to see kind of what else I get. I got something in the mail from Reno the other day from another agent, and I hang on to those. I want to see what kind of marketing, what kind of stuff that I like. And some of them are just like pathetic. But some of them, it made me open it because I was kind of curious to see, but I don't know if that's the agent in me or the seller in me. So, or neither. So, a buyer 10 years ago, guys, versus a buyer now, most of you guys, actually all of you weren't in real estate 10 years ago, is completely changed. It's completely changed. This is kind of basically, would it be not, this is your agent. Isn't this your dream right there? So, Jana, this is you behind the door right here. And they're just patiently waiting for you to be done with your next client and says, you just go sell. It would be so awesome if you guys sold every single one of these people right here a house this year, wouldn't it? I'd be okay to we'll just take every other one, or how about every third one, guys? You guys want to share? There's plenty of people here. So they're just standing there kind of waiting. But then I love this picture. I know it's a little blurry. How long would you wait for someone to help you? And now there's actually all these kiosks and stuff in all these airports. Half the people like in Southwest right now, you just walk up and just get your ticket and print it and or you just do it online and you're off and on your way to go. All right. I don't know. Somebody just is saying they're calling me, but I don't know. They're giving me the hand signal walking in, but I don't know who it is. But all right. We'll see. All right. So it's about 3 questions. This is what I want you guys to answer right now. Do you need to generate more leads now? Do you already have enough leads but need help turning them into sales appointments? Or do you already have plenty of leads like that line to call right now and you just need to know what to do and what to say to close them? Where are you guys at? You guys have that line sitting out your door? Oh, Cindy Harris? All right. You tell her I'm in a training, actually. Madison, go see what she needs. Pretty please. Thank you. All right. So
I
what
feel like yes, yes, and yes.
it is a little bit of all, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
you get to the point where it could be a Monday morning and you generate like a ton of new leads, like 5 or 6 new people that come in. And then you go, how am I going to squeeze all these people in? How am I going to get all these individuals and call all these people back? And then you might, a week later, those disappear, which I'm going to share the probably the next slide or two. And then you just kind of go, well, I don't have anybody left, like, who am I going to call today? So, we went through this morning, Madison and I think we hit, we just went through, I don't know, 15 or 16 people that, hey, let's contact these people today. Let's chat with them. Let's work with them. We sent out a mass text of 13 people a couple of days ago, and not one of them has responded. So it's like, they were supposedly on the CRM system, supposed to be hot buyers. So, no one responded, but that doesn't mean we don't give up. And I'm going to show you in shortly in here. So again, guys, it all comes down to that. And we can talk about scripts and what to say, but you know what? I don't care what you say. The biggest thing is just picking up the phone and calling them, texting them, saying, hey, what helps do you need? It is the most amazing time right now with 2 things that happen: the storm and 2022. It's the brand new year. So why aren't you calling individual people? So I would call like people like Christine. If you sold a house 4 years ago, there's a letter that I have. You guys are welcome to it, but it's a letter that just basically says, hey, Happy New Year. I just want to check in with you. And just let you know, just like with the doctor, an attorney, or tax financial planner, I'm part of that group. This, their house is and it talks a little bit about their house is their number one financial largest asset that they'll probably ever own. And so it's like, you need to know kind of where the market is. So I'm happy to come and give a free consultation, just like you would go with a doctor checkup, or just like you would go get a dentist checkup. I mean, these are important things. So it's about just reaching out to them and saying, how are you doing? And we've gotten 2 or 3 people that said, I'm thinking about selling, this year. Now, in that aspect is we made it real easy. I don't retype that. I don't retext that. I don't redo a video on that like every single person. We just did it one time. And now they're set as a template in the CRM. And I'll go, hey, send the 2022 new letter to this person if I come across somebody. And boom, we're just sending those out. So then you're getting like, it's a touch. It's like reaching out to them. But chatting with them is so much more. So please, in your CRM system, when you actually go in and you set it, say, I'm going to talk to them 4 times this year, make sure that you put, I'm calling him this one, I'm texting this one, I'm calling him this one, I may email him here, because you just want to make sure you don't get to the very end. I had somebody call me yesterday asking about some house plans and stuff of a house we closed 2.5 years ago. Probably I've only talked to them a couple times. I've left messages. I feel if they hear my voice, hey, Sarah, this is Eric, hope all is well. Happy New Year. They heard my voice. They may not call back, but I had a touch there with them. Be better if I would have chatted with them and chatted about their family. I had a guy yesterday that never met the guy. He has a house in Lake of the Pines. I probably talked to him for 5 or 6 years. And he calls me probably every 3 months. I call him, and he called me yesterday and tells me all about his dog sled ride that he went on in up in Alaska at minus 30 degrees, and how the blanket wasn't covering him completely. And so I said, please send a picture. I want to see if I can get Shannon to go on that ride, but just not in a lifetime would she go up there. So unless it's summer. So, those are things where you're just chatting and hanging out with people. So now our relationship, it's been literally 4 or 5 years, and eventually he's going to want to sell that house. And who is he going to turn to? Well, I hope he would turn to me, because we've been building this relationship. So it's not really what to say. It's just saying something, just reaching out and saying something. We talked about systems in place. I thought this was pretty fascinating. You've got a prospect, right here, touch 1. Somebody calls up, Jana, you get like a lead that comes through on a lead source, and you call them, you send an email and you text them, boom, there's touch. 50% of the sales people after that one touch, and you wait a day, 2 days, like, well, how dare they? How does Mr. Buyer like call me up and then, or leave a message? That's even more mind boggling to me, that they actually picked up the phone, left a message. And that's why I really try to answer my phone so quickly is because if it is someone and they hang up or don't leave a message, and guess what they're doing on the other that line of people, they're just going to go, hey, Jana didn't pick up. Okay, well, hey, Tim, that's, don't, Tim just left a message, not picking up. Oh, hey, Sarah. Oh, hey, you answered your phone. Great. I'm going to work with you because you did. So then that's why they're not returning a call, is because they've actually got either a return call from another agency, or they've just didn't wait long and didn't have enough patience. So touch 2, 65% of salespeople have given up. 79% of salespeople have given up on touch 3. Touch 4, 89%. But right here, you're becoming a factor in your prospects. I think that says mine. I got to move you guys. Your mind by nurturing prospect, getting to know, and then you earn the top mind of awareness after touch 7. And then touch 8, you probably are the only person who makes 8 contacts with this prospect. And then 9 and 10. And then this is when the prospect's ready to buy and have 90% chance of being called. I should have looked this up with a lady named Joyce that I went out yesterday to a listing presentation. But I probably think that I was in that 7 to 8 touch point. And she calls me up maybe 3 days ago and just says, hey, I'm ready. Thank you so much for keep reaching out. Thank you for everything. And I'm ready to meet with you. When would you like to meet? And, then we're sitting there chatting at the house yesterday. I go, oh, that's right. I remember talking to you like 2-3 months ago, because she's telling me things that I kind of remember. And so it was interesting to see that was almost identical. So did I give up? No, I kept touching. I kept calling. I kept sending some emails. And a lot of it might just be a drip system that just kind of gets done automatically. But this is kind of where we're at. So don't be that one person and then to call them twice, call them 3 times. And a lot of times, you know why this percentage is so big? Is because we don't have a system in place that reminds us, or all of a sudden Sarah's out working on showing a buyer that comes in for 3 or 4 days. And then all of a sudden a week later, Sarah just thinks in her mind, oh, that Tammy girl that's right. I completely forgot. You guys, it happens to all of us. Then I'll go into my CRM and I'll look at my bottom right hand corner, my tasks, and I'll go, oh yeah, I was supposed to call her 2 weeks ago. Now I'm 2 weeks late. And so again, it's living in your CRM, watching those notifications that pop up. And we're going to probably come back to this slide in just a moment. So how many leads do you need to have, to convert a sale? I think that, I had somebody, his name's Rick, that used to work in our office, and he had another job. He went out, worked the whole entire week and the weekend with somebody, totally was showing them, totally took the whole weekend off showing properties. And then they said, yeah, we're not going to be buying here in the local area. We're thinking we're just going to stay put. He was crushed and devastated because brand new, thinking that why wouldn't they? This is going really well. I remember going all the way through the transaction, waiting for something to crumble. And are they going to quit? Then all of a sudden they close and I go, oh, okay, that's how it, you just learn. Guys, every transaction is completely different. But I think if you are trained and you have scripts, you can do more. You can actually talk to them a little bit more. You can actually save yourself a little bit of time, and then, doing the LP mama thing, and then kind of weeding them out a little bit and kind of finding that out. Like I could have jumped in the car 2 weeks ago with somebody because they called me and they wanted to go look at homes, but they really weren't pre-approved. I spent, probably literally like 8 days getting pre-approved, and they qualify for 250. And I could have been sitting there showing them 350, 375, $400,000 homes for 2, 3, 4 days. And then all of a sudden we find out that, oh, well, that's not good. You can't qualify where. Now, I don't know what you guys have seen $250,000 homes, Grass Valley and Auburn, but I see they do exist, they're condos and, things of that nature that possibly could to buy, but, so there's different things, but you've got to put so many people in your leads, so many prospects to maybe get the 10 customers, to maybe get 2 or 3 of those people. Most people are, hitting somewhere. I don't know if you guys have a percentage of your closing ratio, but I think the national average is 2 to 3%. Some people get up to 5 or 6%, which is fantastic. So, if you're getting 10 customers that you're out showing properties to, guys, it really is going to be seriously, probably maybe 3 or 4 of those people. But I think it was Jana that talked about prospecting. I have somebody who I just have them on a drip, and they just called me yesterday and said, hey, we want to come this weekend. A house just popped up that looks intriguing. I showed them one property maybe a month ago, and it was about 6 months ago that they actually reached out to me. So again, it's just working with them and going with them. So Angie, I use a Chime is the CRM system that I use. Let's see, what are the best ways to get a hold of you and your assistant in these documents you're referencing? Yeah, just I will just go 911 at gmail.com. I will put my information right there for you. All right. But yes, Chime is good. You know, Sarah, I think you looked at Chime. I don't remember. I kind of have it tied into another system, so I think I pay a lot more money. So is it $60? I got a six
No,
months.
it's 600 a month.
$600 a month? Oh, that's not good. That's out of a budget for a lot of people. I never could have afforded that. $600 a month for Chime? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better than I'm paying $1,500, but that means that 600 for half of that is for Chime and half of it for the lead source that I subscribe to. There's other ones like Follow Up Boss, but you could look up Follow Up Boss, which I liked. There's even just as something free like Chimp or something like that, just to have somebody in there. But Follow Up Boss was a really good one. Salesforce was a good one that I heard. I've never seen it. There's a Boomtown that I think Remax or Keller Williams uses, Boomtown. But I really like Follow Up Boss. The only reason I went to Chime is the company that was doing the lead sources went from Follow Up Boss to Chime. But Follow Up Boss was fantastic and had a lot of good stuff in there as well. So it's like throwing, how are we going to get 1,000 people today to go into my funnel? And that's by direct marketing, that's by emailing, that's by calling, and you're just prospecting, because months down the road, years down the road, someone's going to come back to you and say, hey, you were that person that sent me this, or you're that person that sent me all these other things. But you know, it's about, and I'm going to talk about patience and stuff here. I think I got a cocoon coming up here too. So speed to the lead. You know, it's like, guys, it really is. I've lost money. I'm actually going to a Orangevale listing appointment next Wednesday. She enough to where she says, guys, I already had like 4 people call me. So I'm done. You know, thank you so much for reaching out. And then what's your script? All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Best to you. No, you know, I'm not a pushy agent, but without being says, hey, look, you know, you told me that this is your first time that you're trying to sell a home. I don't know, you know, I don't live in Orangevale. I've sold houses there. I would just love to come down and just sit down and consult with you. I've got 26 years of experience that I would love just to sit to make sure whoever you choose, that I'm going to point you the right direction to give you the best hints and tips that you're going to need to make this successful. Do you have just 30 minutes to an hour extra to spend with me because of my expertise? And she goes, great. Yep. And then now I went from out to the top 3 or in the top 3 to be able to at least come do that. Then I've had other people that irritates me that I'll like, you know, I'll get a text like last Friday, you know, I remember it says your lead is getting cold, you know, so because I was teaching and training you guys. Actually, this guy just sent me, the guy with he just sent me all his places in Alaska where he was in this place drinking martinis out of ice glasses and stuff. Never met the guy. This is the first time I'm actually get to see him. Oh yeah, they're outdoorsy kind of like, what a cool guy. So it's kind of fun. So it's just creating those conversations and things. But there was this one gentleman I called within like 5 minutes, and they said, yeah, sorry, you know, we already have an agent. And I came back and asked him, was bold. I said, hey, just curious, because I want to know, was that somebody that just called you before I called you within 5 minutes, or did you already have a previous engage or previous relationship with another agent? Oh, I already have a friend that's in real estate. I just hit that button because I thought it was just going to give me a instant price evaluation on my house, which now I all of a sudden getting 5 and inundated by 5 people. Pro tip on that, when you guys are in those type of lead sources, if I am the first one in, I talked to a Frank yesterday, nicest guy, 85 years old, lives in Washington. So maybe Tim, I got another one for you far away, but he lives in Washington on about an acre of land. And so I'm going there next week. And basically, you know, we just chatted, and I go, look, man, you just chatted with me for 24 minutes. And I super appreciate that, because you sound like an awesome guy, and I'd love to kind of come and talk to you, but you're probably going to get a bunch more phone calls from 2 or 3 other agents that are going to be calling you. And it's totally up to you. You're welcome to share your life story like you just did with me. But if you feel like you're confident, we have a good enough relationship, just tell them you're taken care of. So I just shut the door right there. So anybody comes behind me, they go, yep. Yeah, no, I'm good. I already have an agent. So, I mean, so again, it's speed to the lead to get that, because it was just crazy to even think about that. So, then this is just a statistic, probably can't see it on your deal here, but 4 to 5, PM is kind of best time to connect. call leads within 5 minutes. Best day to connect is Thursday. Why? I don't know, but Harvard's pretty reliable. I would think so. And, 6 call attempts, 90% to do it, to do. So, I mean, this is kind of some fun. If you guys want this, I can blow it up or get something like this, sent over to us, but kind of a fun little document, just basically just saying, where we're at now. Modality. Is that even a word? You like that word, modality? Okay. Well, Tom Ferry uses this word or something. Did he make it up? But Sarah, she's
It's a word.
Yep, she's got the probably the most college experience here in studies or whatever degrees you have. So I'm going to go with Sarah on modality, and Tom Ferry, he's correct with this. Now, check these pictures out. I love these. You call somebody. Great picture here. Let's go. All right, you call somebody. And let's say you call Shannon and she's out in Madison. They're out shopping and they're having a great time. And they're, sitting there going, or I love it when you call somebody and you go, can I take your order, please? And, they're at the drive-through window, they're like, hey, I'm like mute my phone. I don't want them to know that I'm at McDonald's or wherever. It's like, I got to mute my phone here. And so, it's like, they're out shopping. So you might text somebody, you might call somebody, you might reach out to somebody, and they might be, mean maybe, or it might sound short because they're kind of doing something. Or can you imagine calling somebody in the evening time and you have all these kids and you hear kids screaming in the background? It's just not the right time. It's not the right time that you've got. Or somebody, you might call somebody and they're working. How many times have we called somebody and they go, what, I'm kind of working right now. And is there a better time I can call you? And I go, hey, no worries. What time? And I don't say you call me back. I go, when's the best time? They go, yeah, call me at 4:30. Well, I call them at 4:30 and I leave a message and they still haven't called me back. But you got to find the right time of when it's good time to talk. And then you're going to find somebody who goes, yeah, I got plenty of time, talk as much as you want. And those are those special moments where you actually can really drive and get some nice rapport with people. So we have to, we're all busy, guys. We're super busy. Just like when people will call you, which then reverse the role. They'll call you up and say, hey, this is Eric, Christine, hope all is well. And, I know you're super busy, but do you have time? Well, for me, it's like, I picked up the phone. If I pick up the phone, I probably had enough time to chat with you, so at the same time, it's important to understand that if they pick up the phone, the phone's important to them, but just be prepared that you need to have some scripts in mind and say, what, I hear that you've got the kids in the background. I'm a mom of one, or I've got a child in that age group too. I'm totally, would be best to give you a call. What time do your kids, when's their bedtime, and let me call you back a little bit later. Now you just figure she might just go, oh yeah, well, 7 o'clock, they should be done. Great. I'm going to give you 30 extra minutes because I know brushing teeth and stuff is a crazy time of night. I'll call you at 7:30. Would that work for you? Perfect. Call me then. So you're kind of like molding or working to find that right time that they actually will work for you. They might be exercising right now. Okay, so I was getting texts this morning at 6:30 in the morning, which is great. So it's fantastic. Oh, what is this other picture? I can't see the other picture. Oh yeah, there's the brushing teeth. See, does that look, you guys, come on, tell me right there, does this look like all you moms and dads who help brush teeth? This is like, isn't that totally ideal? That's what it was for me. Okay, I'm watching my daughter totally pinning down, putting her knees against my grandson's legs with the toothbrush up time, holding with the left hand and going in like this. I mean, that's, some people hate brushing their teeth. So, all right, so that's kind of what we got there. And let's see what time, guys. I don't want to keep you too late. So I want to just share a couple more things. Videos, bomb, your cell phones. And next week, we're going to talk about 6 to 10 ways to utilize video for, creating these deeper relationships. How, this is kind of fun. How do humans communicate? Now you tell me right there. I'm not a big scholar and a great vocabulary of words and things that I can use. Tone of voice, I guess, I probably go up and down when I, a little higher, lower, whatever, but look at the body language. So if I, and this was actually, there was a study actually, what was our president back then? who was that? Bill Clinton. That's who it was. And there was a study on that he actually had such good body language and he had such good tone of voice that they were saying that was one of the biggest reasons why that he won that election that year, because he was. Now, body language, and that's what's so good about video, is you can chat with them, you can see their demeanor, you can see, do they look like nice, it looks scary, do I want them to come over to my house, do they, how do they look here? And so just utilizing that video really just softens and then gets them a little bit more comfortable to be able to to work with you, to be able to like, okay, this person, I could see us working together. And that's why it's so important to have those YouTube channels that Sarah's building right now with all her videos and stuff, to be able to like see, and they can see you. And I get people I called the other day and they haven't had power for, oh no, they don't have propane they still don't have propane. I don't know if that was last week or not when I shared that. And so I'm talking to them and he says, yeah, but the good news is that we cooked your Swedish meatballs. All right. Now they obviously watched my video on YouTube of my Swedish meatballs. I forgot I even posted that. So they watched that. So, but that was something where they were just so happy to share that they did. And so those are things that you never know where somebody's going to come and do that. And we're going to talk about video next week a little bit too. I love that. Develop relationship with what's the best way to develop relationship? It's really just face-to-face. It's really just seriously just meeting them and going, hey guys, let's go look at some homes. Let's go look at that. We just got to be face-to-face with these individual people. And I always like to tell people, never assume that you have their business until you earn the trust. Never go into a listing presentation, say, okay, when we list the property, when we do this, it's like they're sitting there going, you already know they're going to interview 2 or 3 other people. You want to sound confident for sure, but at the same time, until they actually say, look, I'm going to list with you, so it's great. Then so you have to earn their trust. And earning their trust may not just be sitting down once, may not be watching one video. It may be the follow-up. It may be whatever it might be. A thank you card. We went to that lady yesterday. We immediately sent out a thank you card. So she should probably get in the mail today or tomorrow, of just something that sets us apart that maybe the other agent she's meeting with didn't do. So, there's all sorts of things, guys. And in closing right here, online reviews. I love this. 92% of consumers, real online read online reviews before selecting a business. 74% say they won't work with a business on a poor online reputation. 1-star difference reviews results in a 7% change in revenue. That's kind of crazy. That would probably be a big, huge restaurant or something. When we go travel, we're totally up to our Yelp. I got an app here. I can't remember what it is, but you can actually, it's fun. It's like we've used it. My friend showed me, and then you actually can go to a place. You say, I want so many reviews, because you don't know, they all look really good. And you shake your phone like this, and then it all pops up the review, and they go da, 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 and then it stops on one of the restaurants. So again, we look at reviews. If I want a review of some people in different areas, we just got Madison just gave me this Brad Harper, Century 21, up in there in Oregon, that he's got all these good reviews and people that we're going to send out a what are we doing? A referral on something. So 44% consumers want a review with the first month to be relevant. And that's important, guys. Don't get kind of crazy where you go, hey, I got my first review. As people have, anybody raise a hand, you have more than 1 or 2 reviews, 3 reviews, 4, 5, or 6? 1, we got a 1, so we're good. So, but if that 1 review there is actually in the last 30 days, then that's great, because then somebody's going to read it. If I go and look at reviews and they're like 6, 8, 9, 10 years ago, what have you been doing for 10 years? What have you been doing for a year? So we're going to chat about this. And Angie, you haven't done my class about how to build those reviews and stuff. And there's probably a YouTube video on that, of how to build those reviews if you want to jumpstart that versus waiting 3 or 4 months before we come back around to that class. Star rating is number 1 factor used by consumers to judge a business. I'm into 5 stars. You do whatever you want. And I want, this was interesting. A guy yesterday when I was in Auburn at the Board of Realtors, he said in a meeting, he said, invest in reputation. And what that was is he actually bought his window washing company. One of his workers knocked over a $20 pineapple glass vase that broke. And he went, found it, $20, put it on, sent it to her. And she was so happy. The next day she got a call from her neighbor. I can't remember, don't quote me, but I think it was $17,000 in the last 15 years of, or was it for? It was a big number of money for window washing that he actually has done. And he counted down the refer from that one $20 pineapple. But I loved how he said that. He just said that you got to invest in reputation. So if somebody, there was something totally not my fault the other day that we have some, a well issue after close and some, the pipe broke under the ground. Well, my customer isn't really, my client's not really happy that it happened. And so I busted out, got it fixed, got this fixed. And I spent quite a bit of money on making sure that he was happy and just covered a lot of the costs because I want him happy, and it's more important to me. I'd give a whole entire commission away to make sure that somebody is happy because it's just 100% satisfaction. If they're not 100% satisfied, I'm not 100% satisfied. So, and we'll talk about those reviews here. Introducing yourself, humans communicate. We already kind of did the body language. This is a video I did a long time ago. Boy, I look so much younger. My hair looks a little bit darker. It's great. I don't know if this actually, is going to play, but
my name's Jennifer.
And I'm her husband, Chris. We're the Forsyths. We wanted to do this short video just to let you see.
So anyway, there's videos. Again, it's like introducing and just saying who they are. And we like Eric Hatch. And so get your cameras out, guys, and do that. Because if somebody comes across video reviews, it's just so much. They're, again, getting the body language and seeing that. Oh, and this one's for us. Tim, I know that, I was sharing this with you the other day, is that, boy, how long do we need to wait to see if these people are going to ever sell their house? Waiting and waiting and waiting. I wrote an offer with a super sweet lady this week. And then we canceled it, or actually we didn't get it as well, but we canceled before it got it. And I know it's going to take probably several months to a year to be able to find this particular house that we're looking for this particular person in a seller's market with limited inventory and high costs. So, but I'm willing to put the effort into it if they're willing to stay with me to be able to find that house. And so, then you just this is a graph that I did a long time ago. People use over the fence. I've used it before, but this is, when they want real estate and they're up here on top wanting real estate, and they'll come back up, they just need to see you. If they don't see you, or if they walk into an open house and they're not seeing you, then they're going to be, going with a different agent. So, again, CRM, we talked about that. We'll, last week or maybe the week before. I love Walt Disney. Shannon just booked some more tickets to Disneyland there, Tim. So if you guys want to come, I think we're going on March 6th or 8th or something. So the difference of winning and losing is most often just not quitting. Just keep going, on that. Can you imagine Walt Disney sitting there in a bunch of orange fields, and he just goes way out of LA, where it probably wasn't much in Anaheim, and just starts building something, a little racetrack with cars and the little spaceship things to like fly in, and invites all Hollywood to come down. And you think that he had the vision, he knew where he was going, but I don't know, it's just crazy. We're going to talk about this, guys, probably later. But landing pages, landing pages, and getting kind of utilizing Facebook and stuff, getting people to sign in. I don't know if you guys are doing Facebook ads yet, doing some. So I got some nods, but doing just Facebook ads where, they're coming in on Facebook where you can spend $100 and you got 5,500 people that reached, and had 1,429 engagements and some clicks and stuff on, houses that, new listings and things that are coming on the market. And so where you find me, you got to do something, to actually be in. Facebook is, I think, a really great place to be. So anyway, we'll kind of share a little bit about that too, but these are just some examples and stuff. And so, yeah, we'll probably end there because I could just keep going and going and going. But anyway, any questions or any thoughts that you guys have today on any of this kind of stuff? Nope. All right. I'm going to thumbs up. Oh, look.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, I just wanted to say hello and thank you. And I guess my thought as a new agent, I loved your pictures because that's true. Feeling very like survival mode, and really just kind of trying to stay calm and learning all of these different techniques that you share, because it takes a while, it takes a while to put these pieces together. There's great tools, but just even learning how to like do a video template, put it in my email so that I can, I saw you do that at one point, and just learning that stuff is, it just takes time.
It's Angie, thank you. It's a marathon is what it is. You guys aren't going to be able to catch up to me. I think we were joking this morning that Madison was going to get her license and then go head to head with me, and Vicky just, so I told Madison, what is our motto?
I can do anything I set my mind to.
Good job. I can do anything I can set my mind to, so she can dominate. So it is. So it's important. So, but it is a marathon, and you're just taking little things at a time and building. But it's about putting those systems, Angie, in place in the beginning, and just having the systems in place to work for you. So you're working smarter, not harder, is really what we're doing here. And I put this little link over here. I don't know if I open that as it share that screen, but let me go back to, whoops. Let me see if I can find that. Basically what this was is
that the daily production checklist?
yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I click on it, will it actually open up?
When I clicked on it, it said we still need to request access.
Request access. Right, I don't want this one. Give me. All right, where are you? Let's see. It was I will can you guys see this? Open. Boom. So this was something that we did a long time ago. Can you guys see that? This was something that we did that here's your face-to-face, could be Popeyes, lunches, everything. I went to lunch, burgers and cream. If you saw my post the other day, it was awesome. I only had chicken strips because I don't know about shoving a burger in your face with a, anyway, long story short. So but this was my Popeyes. So I went and said, okay, who am I going to see? Who am I going to actually go meet? Who am I going to I want to see somebody here. Who am I going to call on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday on my sphere? Am I going to get a minimum 5 guys? Just call somebody. My personal notes, I'll send out little personal notes to a few people. My hours of prospecting. Did I do 1? Did I do 2? Here's my 3 hours that you try to set. Community events. Am I going to go to community events? Did I ask for a referral today? How many people yesterday asked somebody for a referral? A vendor, specifically a vendor. We need to ask vendors for referrals. So if you're if you call up your lender and say, hey, Miss Lender, I just want to let you know that, I'm sending you over Sally Sue, that she's buying, and I'd love to have you chat with her. Oh, hey, by the way, do you have anybody on your side that, they need a real estate agent, and then you'll see that then maybe they don't right then, but subconsciously, if you keep asking for it, they then will actually go, I need to put Sarah on top of my list to actually give her the next person when they come in, because she keeps asking me, and she's giving me business and I'm giving her business. So maybe we need to work together here. Listing appointments, there you are. If you guys filled this up and went 2 listing appointments a day, that would be amazing. Can you imagine that? Yeah, you'd need a couple assistants there. Showing appointments, Facebook posts. I know a lot of you guys are doing great with this. Boom, you could add another box in here if you wanted to do that. Facebook engagements, and that was part of the rest of that presentation. Video emails, listings taken, offers taken, and so it actually basically there's totals over here on the right. So does this look like this might be helpful just to kind of have this little checklist, something that I created a long time ago? All right, just everybody email me and I'll send it out. Unless you actually clicked it, Sarah, then it actually said, oh, she just approved a request. See, you guys don't even need me. So Sarah probably is approved just from Sarah.
Thank you, Madison. You're the best.
Oh, and yep. Okay, good. So just send an email or whatever, just click on it and then she'll approve those. But yeah, this is something I was looking at my old computer and I go, man, why am I not using this anymore? This is actually good stuff. So I'm going to print that and use that. So good things, guys. All right, I'm going to stop that. I will probably pause. Thank you.